Welcome once again to another episode of the Random Access Podcast, brought to you by ripodcast.net. This is episode 818, recorded live on December 28th, 2024. And here are your hosts. The man who I'm hoping is having a happy Hanukkah, Dave Pillay.
I am, thank you.
And the man who has finished up with his last Christmas, Andy Lowe. Hi.
For the year.
For the year.
For the year.
Yes.
Your last Christmas for the year.
For the year, yes.
Because that is very different than finishing your last
Christmas, yes. No, this was the
which
same thing.
Which I hope is not for some time.
Nope, it was just like the last time I had Zach on there. It was our first and last guest, and both of you guys were just like, whoa.
Yeah. And we're like, what? Hang on.
We didn't talk about this.
I didn't agree to that.
But no, yes, this the last Christmas of this year.
Okay.
Yep, just got back about 5 hours ago. So
from the east side of the state, I presume?
Yep, it was my side of the family. Had some, went out to a restaurant for brunch/lunch.
Nice.
Then went back to Jamie's place and opened up some presents, and then we came back home.
Woo! Did you get anything fun?
I've now got a couple of Lego Batmobile kits to do.
Ooh.
Let me tell you, 'cause one of them is the animated series one.
Ooh.
So that's the one with Harley Quinn and Mr. Freeze. But yeah, it's the animated series one, which is actually blue. When I first saw it, I was like, really? Blue? Rather than black?
It is in the cartoon.
Yes. And then
BTAS, I believe is what they call it.
Yes.
Batman, the animated series.
And then the other one, let's see, not the Tumbler, not the Motors, not the Bat Cycle, where is it? Here it is. Oh, it looks like it is the original Batman movie. Not the
1989
yes,
Tim Burton
Batmobile.
Batman.
Yes. It's like I've got that one as well. So that was good. And I also got, I have a pretty good Forrest Gump build for my body.
I'm not sure what that means, but go ahead.
I can pull. I've done Forrest Gump multiple times for Halloween, and it's a costume that I can easily put together and that I've got all the pieces for. So I've done that a couple of
the polio legging things.
No, not that. The current day.
I see. I'm sitting on a bench. So you have a Tom Hanks body.
Yes. The sitting on a bench, Forrest Gump. I've done that, for Halloween.
Yes.
And every single time, everybody's been like, well, that's great. You're wearing the wrong shoes. Because I wasn't able to find the Nikes that he wears in the movie.
The fact that people are so familiar with that scares me. That they can look at the costume and be like, that's a really good Gump, but you're missing the shoes.
Yes.
Like, what?
Well, that's the one of the opening lines of the movies when he talks about shoes.
Yeah, because shoes was the point of the movie and book.
No, but that was the first thing that they talk about is, he talks to the nurse at the very beginning about shoes and how, you can tell a lot about a person from their shoes. And so like she looks over at his shoes and he's got the seriously beat up Nikes.
Right.
So, this was a brand that Nike hadn't really done anything with, but I guess they re-released them recently. And my sister was able to hunt down a pair. So now I have a pair of the Forrest Gump Nikes. So
do you need to throw them in the laundry a couple times?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Toss them in the yard?
That's the other kicker right there. Is like, man, these are nice. These are nice Nikes.
They're nice new shoes, but
nice new shoes.
If you want them to be costume accurate,
yes, I would have to give.
They got to be beat up.
Yes, part of me is just if I just wear them normally,
eventually
they will get beat up. They'll just be more costume accurate as time progresses.
Okay, well that's fun.
But yeah, no, the kids love their gifts. Isaac got a whole bunch of Pokemon stuff.
Yay, Pokemon stuff.
Yep. Megan got some Paw Patrol things. She's got a new Sky stuffed animal that she is obsessed with at the moment. Yeah, it wasn't even on our list. It was. Yeah, there was a Sky pillow that she wanted or something, and so one of her cousins had their old, Sky stuffed animal that she just threw in the bag with the present. And Megan is obsessed with it right now.
Yeah.
But yes, all in all, good time. Got to hang out with the family, said hi to everybody. But yes, and that was the last of the third Christmases, because we had the one last week, then we had actual Christmas Day, and then the one today with my family. So it's a mad dash. It's been a weird week. Have you been working at all this week or no?
I worked on Monday. I worked half of Tuesday, and I did that from home. I did not work Wednesday. I did not work Thursday, and I did work Friday. And it felt really weird going in on Friday. Because I had just had 2 days off plus a half day of work from home. 2.5 days off plus a half day work from home.
Yeah, no.
So going in on Friday felt like it was going in on Monday, and then I didn't go back in today, and now I have no idea what day it is. And next week is New Year's, and so I get that day off.
Yeah, it's weird because I went in on Monday and then, had Tuesday, Wednesday off. And then I went back Thursday and Friday. And now I've got 2 days off. And then I'll have Monday again. And then I'll have Tuesday, Wednesday off. And then I'll have to go back for Thursday. And then Friday is going to be a weird day anyway. Because my former supervisor passed away recently. And so his funeral is going to be on Friday. Mm-hmm. So that's like a pseudo work day. So I'll be working in the morning, then I'll have to literally just drive
Go to a funeral.
Yeah, with everybody from work. So that'll be great. Perfect way to start off 2025.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. It's literally sitting in front of me. I forgot one of the craziest gifts my brother got me, which those who are listening can play along at home too, because he got me a mug that has my name on one side, and on the other side it has, and I quote, "It's one of those things where it's like." So supposedly I sort of listen to the podcast while I'm recording, but sometimes
I have known Andy Lowe for a very long time.
Yes.
And it's never occurred to me that that's an expression that you use a lot.
Jamie has said this is like it would be on his podcast bingo card.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. So now everybody needs to pay attention and call me out if you hear me say.
Now I'm always going to notice it. It's going to be one of those things like
it's going to be one of those things where it's like, I'm going to say something.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely have heard that from you before.
Yeah.
Now I want to know what else is on the bingo card. Dave eating something.
Well, I think it's food and sports, and there was a couple other things that he just, mentioned as an aside. But yeah, no, he said this would have been, it's like, you didn't know you had a catchphrase.
But you have a catchphrase.
But you have
I thought
a catchphrase.
It was the especially milk. Sorry, especially milk.
Especially milk in the Pacific. Specific Pacific milk.
I mean, Pacific is correct.
Yes. For a while, though, I got the two of those always confused.
The Pacific Ocean?
Mm-hmm.
Which one? The specific one. Yes, I know. Which one? Apparently, they're teaching kids a different set of oceans now.
Well, yeah, the Southern Ocean's been added.
Yeah, I was not aware. No one had told me.
Yeah, no, I think it was one of the National Geographic books that we were my first atlas, I think, with Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about the oceans in one section in there, and it talked about how now there's a Southern Ocean added.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was one of those things that I didn't know about it. I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
Someone made that change. Sure, I guess so.
It makes sense. They explained it in the book. It made sense. It was because of the latitude and the ocean currents down there.
Okay, I guess if there are different ocean currents, that's understandable. It's just the ocean. Like there's an ocean.
Yeah, the International Hydrographic Organization said that the Southern Ocean overturning circulation exists. So they did a study, and there is a current, an Antarctic circumpolar current,
mm-hmm.
which comprises the Southern Ocean.
However, the same International Hydrographic Organization has had the Southern Ocean since 1928. And have moved the definition of it multiple times. shrinking it each time.
Oh, yeah. No, I see that. I see that now. Yeah. Huh.
So, just putting that out there.
Well, we have to accept that sometimes when you get new scientific information, you update your standards.
Yeah, how about the fact that all of the oceans are actually the same ocean?
Yeah. Yes. No, the Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean are just, divided just because of the tip of South America seems a little...
Continent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if we're going to divide up the Southern Ocean from all of the other oceans, maybe we should take another look at the Pacific. Willing to bet that you could divide the Pacific Ocean into currents.
Well, there is a North Atlantic and South Atlantic current.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, you could divide the Atlantic Ocean into two.
I bet you there's the same for the Pacific.
Probably.
How did we get on this?
I don't
want to kind of pull that thread back a little bit.
Hey, do you know what episode this is?
818? You said it like 10 minutes ago. Yes, 818.
Yes, but yes, you are correct. This is specifically episode 818.
Or is it specifically 818?
But I'm just mean in general, do you know in the calendar of 2024 where this episode will land?
Oh, this is our episode review. This is the year in review.
Yes, this is the last episode of 2024. Therefore,
oh shit. 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 I wish I had known that sooner. I would have gone to the database and retrieved the links.
Yes, because
our site's down.
Yeah, because if you remember in April, or was it March?
March-ish. March-ish.
April-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, our website had ceased to be. It was an X podcast site.
I get the reference.
Yes. No, sorry. I said the reference and then I had to take a drink because my throat has been dry. So that wasn't for a comedic pause. That was I don't want to sound like I'm a horse.
Or a parrot.
Or a parrot. Yes.
This is an ex-parrot.
Granted.
Okay, Monty Python has to be on the bingo card.
Oh my goodness. If it's not, something is wrong.
And the intro doesn't count.
You know, it's really hard trying not to have Verners go out your nose.
I mean, just on a general principle, yes, that is correct.
That is correct. Yes, do not have Verners go out your nose on a regular basis.
Verners is just notoriously bubbly with its like acid bubbles. That still doesn't make sense. What the Bubble Man in Mega Man 2, his special ability is lead bubble. And that just does not make sense to me. His attack is a bubble.
That's a game that I've never played. I've never done anything in the Mega Man series.
Oh my god. So I'd say do, but also don't. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's Nintendo hard.
Well, it was just like Sonic. Isaac has been, getting introduced to Sonic, especially since Sonic 3 is in the theaters right now.
Right.
And, he was like, this was like one of your games, right? And I'm just like, nope.
The timing was right. It's just not a game that you played.
No, I didn't have a Genesis. I had a friend.
Everyone had a friend who had a Genesis.
Yes.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, I never played any of the Sega. No, wait. I did play something with Sega with the Dreamcast. There was a Sonic game. What Sonic games were on the Dreamcast?
I don't know. Was there a Sonic game on the Dreamcast?
Dreamcast games from Sonic. What do we got?
Sonic Adventure.
I think I had played Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. Well, let me see.
Did Kyle have a Dreamcast?
No, I had gotten the Dreamcast.
You had gotten a Dreamcast.
Yes, I had picked it up when I was working at Best Buy on Black Friday. So that would be 2001. I picked it up for $50 on Black Friday. And I had picked up a whole bunch of the games and I used my Best Buy discount for the accessories. And the accessories were like $2 or something like that. It was ridiculously how cheap I got all the accessories as well. So yes, I think it was Sonic. Come on. How come there are no frickin' screenshots of the game on this Sonic wiki? It's a Sonic wiki, and you don't have any screenshots of Sonic Adventure. That it might be it. Did Sonic Adventure have Tails in it? Gotta have had Tails by that point.
It did have... Well, Tails was added in Sonic 2.
Okay.
Miles, Tails, Prower. Excuse me.
But you're not even drinking Vernors. I'm the one who's drinking Vernors.
I'm drinking Spindrift. So, how did we get...
How did we get here? I don't remember. Oh,
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
We got there from Mega Man because I brought up Mega Man because you had brought up Bubbles because of Vernors. And Mega Man's like I swear to God, Bubble Man attack is called Lead Bubble or something like that. Bubble Lead. Bubble Lead is Mega Man's special weapon. Bubble Man's special weapon. When equipped by Mega Man, it shoots a heavy bubble that rolls on the ground.
The bubble rolls on the ground.
Well, it's a heavy bubble, Andy. It does a lot of damage against Heat Man.
Mega Man, the start of the rock, paper, scissors.
Kinda. Mega Man 2 was more like rock, paper, paper. There wasn't a perfect, like, A to B to C to D to E to A. There were some that were just better. I would love to watch you throw yourself at Mega Man again and again and again and again. I think that would be fantastic. I want to do that with Legend of Zelda, but that would take a lot longer. Mega Man, you probably could go from nothing to beating it in like a day.
I still have to try and actually beat the original Super Mario Brothers. I talked about that.
I thought you had.
No, I'd gotten part of the way through, but then I couldn't figure out how to do some of the running jumps.
Try Mega Man.
There are so many other better games out there. Right now we're actually going through, we 100%ed Lego Marvel Superheroes, and now we're going back and we're trying to 100% Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, which is not
Andy,
the actual complete saga.
Because they added more.
Yes.
Are you trying to tell me that Lego Star Wars is a better game than Mega Man?
Is it a game that Isaac will play and not get completely frustrated with and then leave?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for Isaac, yeah, it's certainly a better game. Mega Man's hard, dude. It's punishing. Quick Man stage has, like, many stages have instant kill. There's at least, like, one part, it's spikes are instant death. If you touch a spike, just like in Mario, by a pixel, you are dead. But Quick Man stage has, like, bars that go across the screen that you have to dodge, but you need to know that they're coming. You don't have time to react to them. You have to pre-act to them.
So you have to memorize the stage.
More or less.
Oh, I don't have the reflexes for that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, because you can input buffer on the screen transition. Just hold over. Alternatively, watch someone do a speed run of Mega Man. Just do a glitchless any % speed run of Mega Man, and then play Mega Man X. Mega Man X was superior to Mega Man in every way.
Oh, okay.
Also, the lore of Mega Man is surprisingly deep and relatively consistent.
Oh, well, I might have to give that a shot.
So it was supposed to be the year in review episode.
Yes.
Where we normally look through all the topics that we posted through the year. But because our website went down, we don't have all the topics.
No, we only have from episode 789 through this episode, which has no topics.
18.
Yeah. But just even thinking about this year.
Yep.
Well, there was the whole Microsoft.
Space.
Yeah, there was all the stuff with space. There's
a lot of space this year. Oh, okay, so I know it's the year in review, but this is part of this year. So it's just not a review, it's just part of the year. The Parker Solar Probe survived.
Am I supposed to know what that is?
Yes.
Was that the one that we were supposed to...
Parker Solar Probe is the currently fastest thing ever created by man by virtue of we threw it at the sun. It is currently traveling real fast. This is the satellite we launched that we sent towards Venus, and it made like a bunch of orbits around the sun and Venus to change its orbit and slow down so that it would drop closer and closer and closer to the sun. It just did its last, like, planned pass of the sun, and got closer than anything man-made has ever gotten to the sun, and was, in fact, for certain definitions, inside the sun. And it survived and phoned home.
Probe solar data collected from this flyby is expected to reach Earth on New Year's Day. Well, this should be interesting, yeah, because the whole corona confuses a lot of people. Because
the hottest part of the sun is the part that we can't see.
Well, the hottest part of the sun is the corona, which can be hundreds of times hotter than the surface of the sun below it.
Yep.
Which is like, wait a second, we're getting farther away from the sun, but things are getting hotter.
Yep.
Yep. Well, that would be good. Well, let's see. There was all the stuff with the Orion, with the heat shield and all that.
Yep. The stranding of some people on the space station.
Oh, man. I feel so bad for them. It's supposed to be just a week. Basically, maybe like 2 weeks with all the, pre-mission prep and everything. Maybe a month tops. Getting down there, going through all the checklists and everything. And they're just still up there. I wonder do you think they would have had to send in some sort of... Were they going to be up there? Well, I was just thinking of like voting. Like, would they have been able to put in some sort of like absentee
ballot from space?
Well, the military, if I remember correctly, the military overseas in some states can actually fax in their ballot. So
they would have had to fax the ballot to the space station.
Yes.
Print it, fill it in, and fax it back.
Yes, most likely something along those lines, which hopefully some state election laws have upgraded to email. That would be nice.
Yeah, probably not.
No, probably not. And and then all the Starship launch, 2 Starships, 3 Starships?
I think there were 2 this year.
Ship launches. List of Starship launches. Here we go. Okay. 2023, Flight 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6 all flew this year.
All right, go SpaceX.
Yeah, and then we've got supposedly Flight 7 currently slated for January 10th, I do believe.
That is a very fast turnaround from their previous flight.
Yes. Well, they're probably still using the same flight plan as 5th flight, right? Yeah. 5th flight is the one with the tower landing. So we'll see, though, because Flight 7's also got the new Block 2 ship. So it's going to look a little different, but hopefully it will work better.
Tons of improvements.
Mm-hmm. The craziness of AI, that still has been... I mean, Sora was announced back... not Sora, yeah. Right? When was Sora announced?
I don't remember.
About 10 months ago or so?
So this year.
Yes, because I remember I was doing...
Here's the problem, is everything before April just doesn't exist now.
There was... In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was April.
There was YouTube.
Yes, there was nothing. Then there was YouTube. And now things happened after April.
Yeah.
But I remember...
I think AI, I mean, the biggest stuff happened last year with just like the breakthroughs and the
mad dash for everybody to put out their own version.
Yeah. But I think this year, it has become more commonplace and more widely accepted.
Yeah. Yes, the introduction video was February 17th this year. And then now is finally...
That happened this year then.
Yep.
That's fair game.
And now is when they opened it up this month to...
public consumption.
Yeah, the public consumption.
At least they waited till after the election.
Oh, man, that is... 80% of democracies had the incumbent parties lose this year.
Almost like there was, some repercussions of things from a couple of years ago.
Yes, the repercussions of how governments handled COVID.
Yep.
Because it didn't matter. It was left. It was right.
Didn't matter who was in power. Just whoever was in power lost power.
Yes.
Yeah. We tend to stay relatively out of politics in this show.
Until,
Mostly.
until you get somebody like Brendan
Andy
Carr to open his mouth, or Ajit
Yeah,
Pai.
Andy and I don't hide our politics.
It's just...
Have you been watching this whole thing about the H-1B visas?
Oh, with Musk fighting his own party, basically?
Musk and Ramaswamy.
Oh, both of them. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Doge darlings are...
Right. Well, because I'm pretty sure one of them came here on an HB visa. Huh? Maybe. Both of them are immigrants, aren't they? I'm going to check that real quick. No, Ramaswamy was born in Cincinnati. His parents were immigrants. But Musk definitely was an immigrant. Born in Pretoria, then immigrated to Canada, then transferred to University of Pennsylvania and Stanford.
Is there a keyboard shortcut to switch between sheets in Google Sheets?
You mean like the sheets on the bottom?
Yes.
Like the different worksheets?
Yes.
Probably not. Does not appear to be so. You
What?
could ask Gemini.
Man, every single time I ask Gemini, I realize how dumb Gemini is.
Every time I ask Gemini, it gives me two different answers. Get it? Because it's Gemini.
Oh, Gemini.
Which, for, just as a bit of a callback, is one of the coolest levels in Mega Man 3. And has fucking amazing music, but that's not saying much because all of Mega Man has fucking amazing music.
Control page up to go to the previous tab. All right, so I'm here. So if I do control...
That's tab, though.
Page up.
That's like the Chrome tab.
Oh, that's... Damn it. Frickin' Google AI.
Like control page up, I use that literally all the time. That is like my go-to to navigate through all of my tabs. I don't use the mouse.
Control shift page up and down. All right, let's try that one. So I'm here.
That does work. Look at that.
Control shift page up. There it goes. Okay.
Huh. You learn something new.
After asking an AI and it gives you the wrong answer.
I mean, welcome to asking an AI.
Oh, shoot. I've got that presentation in February. Oh, I'm going to have to go through and make sure my presentation still makes sense with all of the upgrades in AI over the last...
I think the fundamental science hasn't changed.
No, I'm still going to probably just go over what is a neuron? What is a neural network? How does an AI learn? Yeah. How did that one paper basically change everything?
That one paper that didn't even have anything to do with how it's being used.
Yes. But it's always fascinating where you can look at a field and be like, this right here is when everything changed. It's always fun going like, yes, no, this was what the way things were before. I briefly touched on Watson and Deep Blue, and then it's like, okay, and then 2017 happened, and Google put out this paper, and this paper started everything else. These people, left Google, started their own things, spread out, and just the seeds germinated everywhere.
That's one metaphor.
What, spread like a virus?
That's a better metaphor.
Okay. The Olympics happened this year.
They did. They happen every couple of years, from what I'm told.
Yes. No, they happen every 2 years, unless it's COVID, and then it's 3. Man, yeah, there's a lot of AI topics on these lists.
Well, it was kind of a big thing for a while, Andy.
Yeah.
Still is.
Oh, there's some stuff with TikTok there, yeah, which we still don't know how that's going to turn out.
I mean, now that we have an incoming Trump presidency.
Because I think
See, here's the thing. He has said previously he wants to get rid of it, but it also helped him win.
Yes.
So now he's not sure anymore.
Yeah, which... It's one thing that I feel like the one thing you can guarantee about Trump is you can't guarantee anything about Trump because he will say anything and everything.
Yep.
And you can't tell what's the truth.
He did say that we should get rid of daylight savings time.
Well, yeah, because he probably talked to Rubio.
I can get behind that.
Yes. Well, Depends on if we stay with standard or if we stay with a permanent daylight savings time.
Honestly, at this point, I don't care.
You just give me one or the other.
I'd prefer that it's always on, but like whatever. Just I don't care. Just to have us stop switching.
Yeah, that's especially with kids where they just that first day after they get all confused. Be like, what do you mean I have to go to bed?
I am a strong proponent, and I don't have kids, so I can't, say for sure, but like doing a gradual shift over the week leading up to it is, especially when like Isaac's old enough to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So like saying, hey, we're going to be, the clock is going to move. We're going to spend the next week getting used to the new time.
Yes, but
either that or plan a trip during daylight savings. Plan a cross time zone trip.
Take a trip to Europe.
No, not even.
You won't even worry about daylight savings when you got jet lag.
There was one year where I went to California on like the day of daylight savings, the day before daylight savings. And so I, was ready to have a 3-hour time change, and I only had to deal with a 2-hour time change. It was great. And everyone else was as messed up as I was.
Oh, yeah. So it was my pick for book club this month, and we did
Around the World in 80 Days.
Around the World in 80 Days, yes. Oh, yeah, so you're probably still on the email chains.
I also talk to people.
What? You talk to people? What?
I do talk to people other than you.
Some days.
Speaking of which, how was the previous book, the something milking farm?
Yeah, let's just not talk about that.
We're going to get demonetized.
Let's just not talk about that. I don't want to yuck.
Curious.
I don't want to yuck anybody's yum.
But it was definitely not your yum.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a cute story. Could have left out a lot of it.
I thought you didn't want to talk about it, Andy.
Yes. Okay. So, well, there was all that on and off again relationship with Voyager 1 over the year. Where it was working, then it wasn't working, and then it was working, sort of.
Last I knew is it's working, and they've reestablished communication. But yeah, there was that time period where they were like, it's broke, and we're not sure how to fix it. And there was like some dude who pulled up the original source code and was like, "Oh, here's what you can do."
Well, there was, if I remember correctly, the high power antenna shut off due to the whole power issue, and so it had switched to the lower frequency, and they didn't have the Deep Space Network doesn't really listen in the lower frequency range. So if I remember correctly, like they had some people basically like break out some old 1960s antenna technology.
I love it.
And we're basically like, because they had an idea of where it was at, and they're like, okay, it should be broadcasting on this frequency, and they had to do the whole Doppler shift and everything.
Oh God, because it's so far away.
Yes.
It's traveling so fast.
Yes.
Which means that low frequency is going to get even lower.
Yes. So they had to do a lot of math and break out a lot of old technology to try and actually pick up the frequency that it was spitting out. So that's how they actually knew that it was still alive, was they just, had some amateur guys figure this out and be like, oh, nope, it's still there. It's still broadcasting. It's just not broadcasting on the high power antenna. Man, it's like a MacGyver episode almost now. What?
Well, I mean, wasn't MacGyver inspired by
Apollo
NASA?
13? Yeah. Man, we're just circling everything around in circles. We're circling around everything in circles.
Around in circles.
Look, it's been a long day.
As opposed to what, Andy? Andy, are you perhaps tired?
A little bit, yes.
Just a little bit tired.
That's the problem with meeting up for brunch on the east side of the state, is that we had to
have to wake up very early.
Yes.
To get there.
Yes.
Whereas I was up until 3:30 last night, but managed to sleep until like 10.
Oh. Nope, 10 o'clock we were... Yeah, but I think we were over by Jackson, just past Jackson by that point.
That's what I was going to estimate was Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, we left the house right at 9, made it to about Jackson, stopped for a bathroom break over there. But yeah, I'm don't even know what 2025 is going to bring. It's especially with Brendan Carr in charge of the FCC, who,
grumble,
studied under Ajit Pai. So it's going to be Ajit Pai 2.0.
Yeah. I feel like the Dems didn't really get a chance to use the FCC
because their nomination got stalled for how long? How many months? How many years?
Like 2 years.
It's the same reason why DeJoy is still in charge of the post office, because the Democrats didn't have a chance to replace the Postal Board of Governors.
Yep.
They were the only ones who actually could get rid of DeJoy.
Isn't DeJoy the one who said, like, the post office sucks and we shouldn't have it?
Well, yeah, because he is the president or CEO of some delivery company. There is a clip, which I have to find somewhere online, where he was brought in front of either a House committee or a Senate committee, and he, at some point basically like he was getting berated, and so he literally just like covered his ears and like basically went la 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 la, I'm not listening.
Good God.
So yeah, that was let's see, is there a video of that? Yeah, December 10th.
Oh, so that was recent.
Yes. See moment, Postmaster General covers his ears during the House Oversight Committee hearing.
Sorry, I'm distracted by a big white fluffy creature that has entered the room.
Oh, so you received my polar bear gram.
Yes.
Well,
no,
that's good.
This big white fluffy creature whose breath smells really bad.
Well, yeah, because polar bears eat fish.
It actually does smell like fish because he also eats. He is a cod wheel, is what they are called.
Oh, what?
So it is. You take fish skin, cod fish skin, dried, cut into strips, and then rolled up.
It sounds like a very like Minnesota version of Fruit by the Foot.
I thought you were going to say like a Minnesotan version of like lutefisk or some Norwegian thing. No, Fruit by the Foot.
Yep.
It is a Minnesotan Fruit by the Foot.
I'd like to apologize to any of our Minnesota listeners.
Andy, it's a dog treat. You give it to dogs, not people.
Well, what happens if I call my dog my fur baby?
It's still your dog? I called my dog my fur baby. He's an old man.
One thing I also noticed was the increase of live streaming events, because the NFL has been pushing more games online. Netflix has been doing larger things. Netflix I don't think we talked about it last week, but Netflix agreed with FIFA to watch the next 2 FIFA Women's World Cups on Netflix.
Okay. The U.S. women's team is still really good, right?
Yes, I do believe.
Okay. Where is that website that was the Deep Space Network? There used to be a website that was the status of the DSN, and I thought it was on NASA. I thought it was like nasa.gov/DSN.
eyes.nasa.gov/apps/dsn-now/dsn.html.
Well, that is far too long to just type in. DSN now. There it is. Enter. Yeah, there we go. You can see what everything's talking to. We are receiving information from Voyager 2.
Let's see right now. We got Mars Odyssey. James Webb is in Goldstone. The MRO is also in Goldstone.
Rover. Oh, Orbiter. The MRO, Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter.
Yeah, no, people talk to Odyssey, and then Odyssey, I do believe, is a relay satellite that actually talks to
the rovers.
Yes. That way, you don't have to waste a whole lot of energy on high-powered radio stuff.
On the rover.
On the rover, yes.
Yeah. That's a lot of data traveling in and out.
Round-trip light time to Voyager 2 right now is 1.61 days. 1.61 days round trip.
So 0.8 of a day?
Yes.
To get there, and then
Yep.
0.8 of a day to get back.
Yep.
Huh. It's crazy. What else happened this year? Since that's what we're supposed to be talking about. Games. Video games. Microsoft buying Bethesda.
Yes. and that whole Activision thing as well.
Yep.
You know, I was actually talking about this.
Helldivers 2 came out this year.
So I was over at Jamie's house. He's got a PS5, and the cousins were playing Star Wars Outlaws, which Jamie said was like, it's an okay game. It's not great. And in my head, I'm sitting there thinking, like, this year, there was a lot of AAA titles that just didn't perform.
Concord.
Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Outlaws,
Suicide
Concord,
Squad.
Suicide Squad. Yeah. A whole bunch of those, AAA titles that everybody thought was going to be great just didn't perform.
Yep.
And part of me wonders, it can't be because of all the layoffs. Oh my gosh, the amount of layoffs this year was just ridiculous.
Yep. Well, because the interest rates started going up.
Well, yeah, and then all the game companies had invested too much during COVID.
Invested is an interesting term there.
Well, in hiring, they invested in hiring new people.
Yeah, because they were like, we can get loans for free. The Fed will pay us money to take a loan.
And everybody's staying at home playing video games. We got to get all the video games out now.
Yep. And then that didn't happen. And then the industry just kind of imploded a little bit. And it is not a good time to be looking for a job in the games industry.
Which makes you kind of wonder, next year, I hate to keep pointing to the future in our year in review episode, but, probably a lot of these games that were released this year were probably already in the pipeline.
Yep.
So, when will this massive amount of layoffs affect the actual, output of the video game companies?
Oh, I'm sure it already has. Now, what that could mean, and we will, never know, is that there are games that were in progress that just won't come out.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
They don't have to announce all the games that they're working on. So there very well could be a number of games that had been planned and were in design and had people writing code for and testing and building and doing the art, and they just are never going to see the light of day.
No, that's true. What could have been? We don't know. We'll never know.
Right. We'll never, ever, ever know. Hades 2, the early access started this year. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend.
Well, I've just been doing Pokemon Pocket. That's been my thing for a bit.
Yeah, but that's only been out for 2 months.
Yes, I know, but that has been my go-to now. So
that's really...
which is kind of funny because it's a gacha game because you have to have the cards to play, and it's hilarious when you're playing against decks and you're like, oh god, it's that deck again. I hate that deck so much. It's so good. It destroys me every single time. I hate it. Ooh, look what card I just got. I have now become the one that I have feared. I will now put this card in my deck, the card that I hated so much, and I will wreak havoc upon everybody who comes my direction.
Welcome to the meta.
Yep. I'm trying to play around the meta, playing some side decks, and all of a sudden I get the card. I'm like, oh, nope. I have become destroyer of worlds. Bow down.
I will become the thing I have hated.
Yep. I'm still trying to get Isaac to actually. Hopefully he's learning. Hold on, let me look at the latest deck that he built, because I think he just throws. He knows. Oh, Mew's a good Pokemon. Mewtwo is a good Pokemon. This is a good Pokemon. So he throws a bunch of Pokemon in there, and I think he throws way too many. I can open a booster pack right now too. Yeah. Why does he have a Ghastly in this
Andy,
deck?
Show.
Oh,
Andy, we're recording.
I know, but he's not very good with...
And load Factorio, sir.
Have you looked at Satisfactory yet?
And you just won't hear from me for the rest of the episode. What was that?
Have you done Satisfactory yet? Have you looked at it yet at all, or no? Oh no. Did I lose Dave? Is
Andy,
he back?
I'm here.
Yeah, no, I'm here too, and I'm watching the episode go all crazy.
Uh-oh.
I feel like having a technical difficulty at the end of the episode is just the perfect summation of what 2024 has been.
Of the year.
Of the year.
Should we just Well, that's fun. Thanks, everyone.
We could, if we wanted to, just be like, "Yep, nope, it's been a year. Oh boy,
It's been a year.
it has been a year." Yes, it's gone by so fast,
May
and it felt.
2025 be much better.
I will gladly drink to that.
Hear, hear.
All right. Well, that's a wrap. This has been another episode of the Random Access Podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, corrections, suggestions, remarks, reviews, rebukes, retorts, or just rants, feel free to contact us. You can find us on Twitter at RAPodcast, or send us an email at mail@rapodcast.net. Thank you for listening.